Mixolydian mode is about to become your secret weapon for captivating immediate level piano students. Hello, piano teachers. If you've ever wanted to venture beyond major and minor scales, but felt a little uncertain about where to start, today's video is for you. Now, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Rosemarie, and I've been teaching piano for over 20 years and composing educationally designed music for nearly as long here at Must Love Music. Today, we're exploring 14 practical activities that will make the Mixolydian mode accessible and exciting for your intermediate level students. We'll cover listening activities, hands-on playing exercises, reading strategies, and creative writing tasks that can transform what could be a dry theory lesson into an engaging musical adventure. The beauty of Mixolydian mode is that it's only one note different from the major scale your students already know. Yet that single change creates such a distinctive, almost mystical sound. So let's dive in and discover how to make this mode come alive in your lessons. So let's start with listening, because this is where musical understanding truly begins. Our first activity is one we'll experience together right now. I want you to listen to this piece called Celestial Whispers. It's written entirely in the Mixolydian mode. And as you listen, I want you to focus on the mood and what musical elements might be creating that feeling. Celestial Whispers was specifically designed with these teaching concepts in mind. You'll find the sheet music link in the description below or the QR code here. Now, what did you notice about the mood? Was it peaceful, mysterious, perhaps a little otherworldly? I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear what you picked up. Now, for your students, this same listening approach works beautifully. Once you've played the music holistically, then you can move into a technique approach. We want to hook them with the music before getting all granular. The next thing you would do is play a major scale and then immediately play the same scale, but with the flattened seventh. That's your Mixolydian scale, and ask them what they notice. Most students immediately hear that it's almost the same but different, and that's your perfect teaching moment. Next, play a short section of their piece that really highlights that flattened seventh. Point it out each time it appears. If your students are ready for a challenge, you can play it again and ask them to identify each flattened seventh that they hear. This develops their analytical listening skills while familiarizing them with the mode's distinctive character. And by the way, your students can dive deeper into the Mixolydian mode with the Companion Learner video, Unlock Mixolydian, 4 Essential Tips for Piano Success. And you can see that probably up here. Okay, let's get hands-on with some playing activities. Rather than jumping straight into repertoire, and we do love to do that as teachers, don't we? These preliminary activities build confidence and familiarity. You can start with a Mixolydian scale duet. Your student plays ascending, and then you play descending. They get the easier part to start, and then switch roles. This immediately makes the scale feel collaborative rather than intimidating. Here's a fantastic improvisation activity. You play the chords or accompaniment, depending on the complexity, from a section of your chosen piece, the one that your student is going to learn or is learning. And while your student improvises using just the top 3 to 5 notes of the Mixolydian scale. Now, do this test combination beforehand. Some chord and note combinations can sound truly dreadful, but when they work, it's magical. If you want to hear an example of that video I told you about, it's in there. If students enjoy that improvisation, teach them the basic chords from that section. No sheet music needed, and have them improvise over those, again using those top 3 to 5 notes of the Mixolydian scale. That's where they're really going to hear the magic. And for your most confident students, you can even try improvising with the actual accompaniment pattern. Some students, they love going from just basic chords to that accompaniment pattern, so why not? And another brilliant approach is taking a simpler piece that they've already mastered and have them flatten every seventh throughout. Use semi-transparent tabs to mark the changes, or if you teach online, use screen sharing to highlight the notes. This transforms familiar music into something that is completely new. These Mixolydian activities are just one example of how the right pedagogical approach can make complex concepts accessible and engaging for all students. In my newsletter, Best Piano Email Ever, I share studio-proven teaching strategies like these, plus educationally designed sheet music that students love. You'll get practical activities, ready to implement flexible teaching ideas, and you even influence what resources I create each month. Check the description below or scan this QR code on screen to join our fantastic community of teachers who've discovered these game-changing resources. So moving on to reading activities. I know, we do all these other things first, right? So these reading activities, this is where we really focus on that crucial flattened seventh. Pull up a digital copy of the music or place it in a page protector so students can mark to their heart's content, and you have your students highlight every flattened seventh that appears. For competitive students, you could even make this a race. Who finds them the fastest? The second thing you're going to do is look for patterns. Examine the notes around the flattened seventh. Is there a typical pattern in terms of rhythm, pitch, intervals, or harmony? Now, here's a composer's secret. The flattened seventh works beautifully as a passing note, but can clash if you make it too prominent against certain chords. Here's another activity. Help your students discover which chords seem to work well in measures containing those flattened sevenths. There's definitely a pattern there. And lastly, your student can also analyze the piece structure. How does the composer use the Mixolydian mode to create that distinctive atmosphere that we heard in Celestial Whispers and other Mixolydian pieces? Finally, let's explore writing activities that cement their understanding. The simplest start is to have students write out the Mixolydian scale, either as note names, so letter names, on one staff or across the grand staff. A powerful comparison exercise is for your student to copy 1 to 2 measures of their piece, depending on what the rhythms are like, and rewrite it in both Mixolydian and major modes. This highlights exactly what that flattened seventh does to the character of the music. For students who loved the improvisation activities that I mentioned earlier, you might also have them improvise and then notate their favorite simple 4-measure phrase in Mixolydian mode, which focuses on incorporating that flattened seventh naturally. This really tests their understanding of how the mode functions. These become seeds for future compositions. These Mixolydian activities transform what could be an abstract concept into something tangible and enjoyable for your students. Once they've mastered this approach, they'll feel much more confident tackling other modes as well. To dive deeper into modal relationships, you'll love my Circle of Fifths video. It has 15 creative teaching ideas, and it shows how understanding these relationships opens up whole new worlds of musical possibility. Thanks and happy playing.